I was there when the warship arrived, just a shimmer in deep orbit at the edge of Sensor Veil 12 outside the Garden Worlds. At first, the readings were impossible. A mass too dense for stealth, an energy output that rivaled Sun Core's, and no IFF signature. We thought it was a derelict. We thought wrong. I am Thalen, Ether Speaker of the Varine Ascendancy, 6th ranked among the Council Observers. My species has existed for 10,000 turns, trading in memory and silence. We were the first to master long-range thoughtcasting and the last to speak aloud. Until now, because when that ship appeared, our minds couldn't hold it. Not its name, not its presence. It burned through the collective like fire through a frozen sea. I was in low orbit over Calaxis when the first wave of panic broke through the mental lattice. Minds, thousands of them, splintered in terror. Non-humanoid species collapsed into instinct. Even machine-bound cultures hesitated. And then it spoke, not in words, in pressure. Its presence forced itself onto every listening frequency, as though it demanded the galaxy feel it before understanding it. We tried to shield ourselves, to encrypt thought paths, but it didn't matter, because it didn't need to speak to be known. When I first glimpsed it through the viewport of my scribe vessel, I didn't believe it was real. A Leviathan, angular, black as obsidian, and haloed in pale blue distortion fields. It had no markings, no known engines. It was shaped like a blade designed by a god with too much time and not enough empathy. And it was beautiful. It wasn't just a warship. It was a monument to war. The Council called an emergency assembly, the kind that only occurs when extinction is at the door. 17 species attended in physical form. Another 61 through psionic projection. I watched as the Shroud Elders, the Quark's matrons, even the post-singularity ones like the Void Speakers debated one truth. Humanity was supposed to be extinct. 1,000 cycles ago, we declared them too erratic to evolve, too unstable to integrate. They were brilliant, yes, but in a way that burned too fast. Their home world had fractured. Their colonies had turned in on themselves. And then nothing. No signals. No envoys. No wreckage. Just silence. We assumed they had finally destroyed themselves. We assumed wrong. One counselor screamed, actually screamed, when the ship's hull reshaped in real time during the meeting. From orbit, it formed a word, not in any known language, but a symbol that we all understood. Remember, you ask. We didn't know what it meant, but we felt what it meant. The ship began to descend, not to the capital, but to the memory vaults on the dead moon. No weapons fired, no communication attempted, just slow, steady movement. The Varine fleets mobilized. So did the Shroud WRMS. And then the first shot was fired, not by the humans, by us. I begged them not to. I cast a plea across a dozen minds, sent echoes into the assembly chamber. I told them, this ship isn't here to conquer. It's here to be seen. But they feared its silence more than its cannons, because deep down we all knew only a civilization with nothing left to lose builds a ship like that. The first wave of our dreadnoughts vanished, not exploded, not disabled, just erased. Even our recordings were corrupted. The event horizon around the warship destabilized data itself. Light could not define it. Energy bowed before it. I felt my mind begin to unravel. But then, I heard something else. A voice. One not meant for my people. A human voice. This ship is the last of us. It wasn't angry. It was tired. We tried to leave peacefully. You wouldn't let us. I fell to my knees, bones shaking, because that wasn't a weapon platform. It was a tomb. A holographic projection blinked into existence on every frequency. A human, old, with graying eyes and skin like faded metal, stood inside a chamber of light. We left Earth when it burned. We left Mars when it failed. We tried the stars, but the stars weren't enough. So we became this. The camera panned to show the interior of the ship. Rows and rows of cryopods. 100,000. Maybe more. Each one a sleeper. You called us extinct. You declared us a threat. So we made the only vessel capable of proving you wrong. We made Solstice one. Not to attack, not to avenge, but to endure. They had fused their species into one consciousness, a distributed mind that powered the ship,